welcome to Story Focus. Here, stories come to life. We journey through captivating tales together. Whether you're here to relax, learn, or escape into another world, there's a story waiting for you. Let's dive in.
Hellenism was characterized by the fact that the borders between the various countries and cultures became erased. Previously, the Greeks, the Romans, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Syrians, and the Persians had worshipped their own gods within what we generally call a national religion. Now, the different cultures merged into one great rich cauldron of religious, philosophical, and scientific ideas. We could perhaps say that the town square was replaced by the war arena. The old town square had also buzzed with foes, bringing now different wares to market, now different thoughts and ideas. The new aspect was that town squares were being filled with wares and ideas from all over the world. The voice were buzzing in many different languages. We have already mentioned that the great view of North was now much more widespread than it had been in the former Greek cultural areas. But as time went on, Oriental gods were also worshipped in all the Mediterranean countries. New religious formation arose that could draw on the gods and the beliefs of many of the old nations. This is called syncretism or devotion of Greeks. Prior to this, people had felt a strong affinity with their own folk and their own city-state. But as the borders and boundaries became erased, many people began to experience doubt and uncertainty about their philosophy of life. Late antiquity was generally characterized by religious doubts, cultural dissolution, and pessimism. It was said that the world has grown old. A common feature of the new religious formation during the Hellenistic period was that they frequently contained teachings about how mankind could attain salvation from death. These teachings were often secret. By accepting the teachings and performing certain rituals, a believer could hope for the immortality of the soul and eternal life. A certain insight into the true nature of the universe could be just as important for the salvation of the soul as religious rituals. So much for the new religion, Sophie. But philosophy was also moving increasingly in the direction of salvation and serenity. Philosophy inside, it was now taught, did not only have its own rewards, it should also prevent harm from pessimism and the fear of death. Thus, the boundaries between religion and philosophy were gradually eliminated. In general, the philosophy of Hellenism was not hardly like original. No new Plato or Aristotle appeared on the scene. On the contrary, the three great Athenian philosophers were a source of inspiration to a number of philosophic trends, which I shall briefly describe in a moment. Hellenistic science, too, was influenced by a blend of knowledge from the various cultures. The town of Alexandria played a key role here as a meeting place between East and West, while Athens remained the center of philosophy, with still functioning schools of philosophy after Plato and Aristotle. Alexandria became the center for science, with its extensive library. It became the center for mathematics, astronomy, biology, and medicine. Hellenistic culture could well be compared to the world of today. The 20th century has also been influenced by an increasingly open civilization. In our own time, too, This opening out has resulted in tremendous upheavals for religion and philosophy. And just as in Rome around the beginning of the Christian era, one could come across Greek, Egyptian, and Oriental religions today. As we approach the end of the 20th century, we can find in all European cities of any size religions from all parts of the world. We also see nowadays how a conglomeration of old and new religions, philosophies, and science can form the basis of new authors in the field of love market. Much of this new knowledge is actually the flowed sound of old thought, some of whose roots go back to Hellenism. As I have said, Hellenistic philosophy continued to work with the problems raised by Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Come to them almost their desire to discover how mankind should best live and die. They were concerned with ethics. In the new civilization, this became the central philosophical project. The main emphasis was on finding out what true happiness was and how it could be achieved. We are going to look at four of these philosophical trends.